ดีครับท่านผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านครับขอบพระคุณนะครับที่มาร่วม
Thank you very much for joining our annual public conference. And the topic that I would like to raise with you is on to develop a new growth engine in the age of reverse globalization. This is the work by Dr. Nonarit Pisanjabut, jointly authored. And I would like to show you this current economic status of Thailand since we are facing recessions, and every major recessions Thailand also face decline, and crisis have permanent effects. It does not stop once. It can reduce to 5% to 3% until 2% at the present, and Thailand is at the bottom of this growth list in ASEAN, except from Japan. And if we remain this course, within 20 years, 2043, we will see Vietnam will have higher GDP per capita. And if we're looking at the national 20-year strategy, mentioned that in 2036, Thailand will become a high-income country. And if we're going to compare the GDP per capita, what is the situation? And we have seen the increase, and we are now halfway. We have a GDP that equate to the minimum wage for developed country. And in 2042, Thailand will become high-income countries. But if we look at the past 10 years, we have seen the growth decrease to 2%. So that means we will reach and become high-income countries by 2070. And since 2019 to 2024, after COVID-19, and we've seen slow growth per head, we have seen only 0.1% increase. So it means that we will never reach our set goal. In these economic recessions, who suffer in the Thailand with large wealth disparities, those suffers the most are the household. We have seen household debt rising, and it's still at the 80%, accounted to 80% of GDP. And the bank would not approve the loan for they're afraid to, or those that will be default. And it's really raised up the household debt at a concerning level, whether to the agriculture, to construction. And in Thailand, we have seen low unemployment rate. Many are not able to make a living if they do not work overtime. And in Thailand, we have seen the difference into two parts: return on investment and labor. And labor has been gradually declining, and it has become very concerning. And if we let this be, we will face multiple issues on corruption, on transparency. We have seen many challenges. Law enforcement agency has been condemned as a criminal. We have seen monks who teach people to not steal were accused on supporting a citizens. We have seen many corruptions from constitution agency to sports agency, and also there are still concerning matters. Neighboring countries are the country involved in money laundering, and this challenge has not been effectively addressed by the Thai governments, and it begs the questions that what does Thailand is doing? If we let this go on, we add more casinos, we add call center or cannabis in Thailand, how can we attract foreign investor? How can we attract other investment into Thailand? So this will be our challenge. So the heart of this, the key solutions, we need a new job and we need to create good jobs. So good jobs mean that have fair pay and we could raise living quality, have well placed welfare and have stability. And of course, it has to have opportunity to grow. Skills is necessary to this. And good jobs does not only impact economy, but also society. If everyone have good jobs, we will create stability in our society. So these jobs and careers opportunity should be the campaigns for all political parties. And the questions that we have been discussed in the past few years, why Thailand has seen slow growth, slow economic growth. We have high potential, but we have lower growth rate. And it is quite normal to for the economic cycle. We can see some rapid growth or slow growth. But currently in Thailand, we have seen low growing ability. This is all due to our capacity, due to our declining capacity, and it will cause severe economic impact. This is important because if we are growing in a lower rate than our capacity, how and we have seen the policy from the government to promote all this while we are having while we are having a low economic growth. So if we compare Thailand as Thai Airways, we will see a great challenge. Yes, if we compare Thailand as an airplane, as an aircraft, there's a 4 engines on consumptions, on investment, government government monetary policy, exporting, and this is on economic size, and for manufacturing and productions on agriculture, industry, service, and public services. So in Thailand, as a government, as a pilot, we need to add investment. We need to promote in exports, which it has become stagnant. And how can we increase consumption while we do not have more investment? And how can we have better economy while the bank does not approve a loan? And since we have high public debt level, and since we are living in this reverse globalization with multiple trade barriers, then we will be in trouble. And now we are not utilizing our production engines enough. We need to stimulate this productivity while reduce expenses in order to balance. Then Thailand can recover from this economic recession as Thai Airways has got out of the situation. And if you're looking at agricultural sector, service sector, there are different characters. In Thailand, agricultural products are consumer products which have to be which the price is elastic. And for example, rubber export has have seen a lot lower export values. Another important industry is its automotive industry. Since we have seen less growth as well, since we have to face with global competition, anything that we cannot catch up, and our main income of the country is tourism, and we have we have seen stumble in this industry, and even though we have it has been years after COVID-19, tourism still hasn't reached the point before COVID. And if we want to find a solution, we need to look at the root of the problem. First, we are facing with labor shortage. Secondly, low investment, and lastly, low productivity. Labor shortage caused by lower continuous lower fertility rate after many years, and there are many more and higher mortality rate caused by road accidents, about what to 20,000 per year, and there are further issues such as PM 2.5, and we are losing labor since working. Some people stop working earlier at years of 50 years, and we have lose working laborers for 70,000 person per year, and and we have seen lower education quality as well. And if we're looking at investment, we have still see lower investment, and lower investment in the public sector is due to reduce um, reduce government budget. And when this tax revenue has been reduced, that means that there will be lower investment as well. And we have seen that some business who set up business in Thailand can be uh, can be problematic due to policy that does not create ease of business, and this impact the investments to be lower. And lastly, due to low productivity, we misallocate the resources. For example, we feeding more people into agricultural sector while we still have less productivity, less investment, and the research hasn't been effectively put in practice. And the question is, we are living in a reverse globalization, which we have to adapt to this higher tariff. For example, to US market, now we have seen the highest tax value in the last 90 years. Normally, if economic increase, the trade should follow the fashion. But for now, the economic situation has been improved, but trade has been has declined. This is what we are facing during this reverse globalizations. And three markets that plays important role to Thailand, since in the US has set up higher tax barrier, and it's up to the president Donald Trump. And also for Thai situation further complicates the situation. And we have seen different regulations, CBAM, EUDR, that requires all products to enter European market has to be eco-friendly. And in China, they have seen a surplus and excess of products produced in China. And if we're looking at Chinese market, we will see that the price index for each industry that industry sells at their factories, we have seen gradual decrease of this price index, and this is due to oversupplies of these products, clothing, electronics, computer electronics, and this will prevent Thailand from entering to other market. And now we have seen more Chinese products competing in Thai market. So this is harder for Thai businesses to grow, since we have been competed by foreign products, and the WTO can no longer perform their duty, and it's further intensify this competition, and we will see more numbers of FTA happen between different countries. Thailand, we have to reimagine new model in order to grow. And first, how to develop a new model, we normally think of new industry, big industry, but it can be difficult since we are currently in the reverse globalization era. So if we're going to have new industry, we have to think how do we compete with Chinese industry. And if we're going to have an effective model, we have to be leaner. We need to optimize our human resources, our financial resources. And if we can optimize that, then we can think of new engines that could mean new engines in agriculture, in industry, or service. We cannot expect to have a new industry that can bolster the Thai economy, but we need to collect from each industry little by little. And now we will look at the possibilities. What are the business that can still perform? If you're looking at the past listing companies in the US in the past few years, we have seen that listed in Thailand, they are new. There are only few business listed company that still performs well in banking, in technology, and in other industry. For example, in there's still we'll still see negative profit in consumer products. And if you're looking at the business that have seen negative balance, which is quite alarming, is the manufacturing industry. So those business in, for example, in construction, in consumer products, are facing the same problems. And what is the new? So while all these businesses are struggling, what is the new star for new IPOs in Thailand? So let's see which are the new stellar IPOs. We have seen about 500 new listed companies, and in the past 10 years, we have seen 316 companies. And what are their business? We can identify a pattern that 28% are in service, 70% in real asset, 6% in banking, and all this sector are non-tradable business which cannot be exported. So it's only provide service domestically. So in Thailand, we are no longer focused on industry and manufacturing. And we have about 10% of this new listed company in technology. And if we're looking at this new tech company, there are some companies involved and engaged in research and innovation, but almost all of the technology are IT provider providing IT infrastructure for different agency, not creating new industry. So if this trends remains course, how can we grow further? If we're going to have a new growth engine, how can we improve this new industry, service industry? Firstly, if we want to develop Thailand, we cannot limit our farmers' ability. We always think that Thailand rely on agriculture, but if we see that if we're looking at all the developed country, no developed country have these high numbers of labor in agriculture. In Thailand, we have about 30% of all laborers working in agriculture, and partly because Thai government subsidize and incentive agriculture business, and how Thailand can adapt to this situation. And we should promote premium agricultural product. If you go to Japan, you will see this premium product, melon from Shizuoka. can sell at retail price at 4,100 baht per fruit. And in fishing sector, they grow uni, which can sell at 3,100 to 4,500 per 250 gram. And for Wagyu A5, they can sell at 800 to 1,460. I'm not saying that Thai should follow suit, but we can do, but we have other resources that we can promote, whether a cluster of bamboo in Chiang Mai, which can sell over 100 million baht per year, which employ 85 employees. 85 employees can produce 100 million baht. And sea craft can also sell at 350 million baht, or biochar. This is the distribution of wealth starting from the bottom up that can further improve our wealth distribution situation in Thailand. So if we're looking at this new popular business, people in Thailand, we like food, we open restaurant, we open beauty salon, and we have seen more restaurant per head. So the ratio is about 9.6. So that means that there's one restaurant per 100 people, and this restaurant is the registered business. And when we are other unregistered business, unregistered food vendor or restaurant as well. So this is the main business in Thailand. And if we're looking at how is our performance for Thai restaurant, and if we're looking at Michelin Guide last year, we will see that in Thailand we have Thai restaurant listed in Bip Kumong Guide. We have the highest number of Bip Kumong Guide compared to other ASEANs. But if we're looking at Singapore, with the population of 6 million people, numbers of restaurants that receive Michelin star, they have more restaurants than Thailand, which that the more numbers who receive 1 star, 2 star. Singapore do not have that strong food culture than Thailand, but they have seen more foreign investment. So we can use this as a growth engine, and Singapore can achieve this because the government incentivize restaurant business on improving quality, on employing new IT technology, and promoting Singaporean restaurant to compete to set up business abroad. For example, Jumbo Seafood has been supported by the Singaporean government. Also, they also set up the business in China. And for service industry, we need to switch from non-tradable to more tradable businesses. So if we only rely on imports, then our value will be too small. So we have to promote exports as well. And this service businesses is less exposed to tariff if we compare to agricultural products, and have lower rate of tax and duty. And we have to change from the traditional service to modern service that can export directly online. Any professional services or services embedded in industry. You may see that in India is not a chip manufacturer, but India is the first 1 in 5 chip designers. So 1 in 5 microchips in the world are designed by Indians, and this business rely on the industry. And what another market that Thailand can enjoy and can benefit from it is movies production, film production. And in the past years, we have seen new movies from Hollywood, from streaming in Korea. We have we have had 451 movies filmed in Thailand, generate over 6.7 billion baht. It's not significant, but we have this. The interesting is it has grown rapidly in Thailand. We have seen new film production. Jurassic Park film in Thailand, 100%. Some indoor, some outdoor. White Lotus, that Lalisa Manoban also star in this series, and also movies like Alien Earth. This is a new, interesting industry that we can further improve. And if we can do that, this industry can be our new engine that can further bolster Thai development. And the reason I say that it generates good incomes, it because the investment for filming is distributed. It's not like it's not manufacturing or set up a factories which they have to pay, which they have to purchase invest a lot in machinery. And but for these films, for Alien Earth, they invest 2.8 billion baht, employed employed numbers of Thai staff, to photographer team, um, to volunteers, to lighting staff, and also hired indirect positions, for example, driver, hotels, and so so I would say that 100% of investment would would go to Thai markets, and we have seen less. So all the workers receive their wage appropriately. There is no case of there is no case of Thai workers they've been taken advantage of. So, but since now we have in Thailand, we might not have been fully support this industry, and it's lacking behind. So this one can be a new growth engine that should consider. So we can be more than this, more than medical help, conducting drug new drug trial, and for manufacturing industry, which has been our star industry, we might have to make a change as well. We need to change from price war to quality, to compete with quality, and we need to promote Thai brands. We have to change from traditional products to eco-friendly products. If we want to enter European markets, we have to take care of this, and change from only manufacturing to brand building. We can, for example, we're looking at ICE manufacturing factories that has been the main products in Thailand, that we can still benefit it for 10 years. And for example, we need to promote new value. For example, with green steel, we used to rely on steel mainly, but we have seen new investment in green steel in Thailand. And apart from this steel, pet foods is becoming a second suppliers of pet foods, and we will present further on this. If we can solve this manufacturing issue, we can get out of this crisis. And this list has to be done in parallel. First, we need to have more labor. We need to optimize workers, and we must reduce mortality rate or death from accident. We need to improve. We need to include women in labor market. We need to employ high skill migrant workers and also improve education. So we need to beat quantity with quality of new workers. And if we see new investment, so we need to lower the tax and duty, and we can reallocate our budget from from solely focusing on agriculture. We have to we have to be able to expand to all supply chains. And another quick wins, we have to amend the regulation that has been obstacle to business to create ease of business, which can attract more investment without spending more budget from the government. And, and lastly, apart from adding more investments, is we have to increase productivity. We have to start FTA, and Kun Dr. Ninsiri will present on this about the current policy that caused massive loss and how does it prevent Thailand from growing. And and we need to improve research while incubating new businesses. If we can do all of that mentioned before, we can improve our economic growth from 2.3%, and we can add this. And if we add more workers, more quality workers, more investment, we can have a 0.55% increase if we improve our labor market. If 0.43% more if we can improve our investment, and another 1.38%. So if we can achieve all this, we can increase our economic growth from 2.3% to 4.7%, and we can get out of this middle income trap in 2047. And we can change this landscape. From relying solely on agriculture in the past, we will change to service industry. We will have more workers in service, in modern trade, rather than traditional workers in agriculture that can be tradable, exportable products. And in this new business model, will be driven by consumption, while people have better income, they have better purchasing power, and in turn we can relying lesser on imports while we are living in this fragmented world. So we have to find a new model, and to have this new model, we need to reimagine it. We have to create new industry, and this new industry will aim to create good jobs rather than attracting large investments. And while this, we have to also amend or change our policy, trade policy, innovation policy, and of course the government, the government regulation. All of this play a part, and I believe that Thailand, we have a hope. A big company like Thai Airways have been recovered, and since they can we can as well. And I believe that we can fly even higher by reimagining it.